all of us get together and we introduce ourselves to you and we talk about the film. And lots of nice things are said about each of us, but I thought it would be better that if we talk to each other and find out what we think about each other. And perhaps you will get some inkling of that as the conversation goes. Ramu, I'd like to initiate the conversation with you first. What made you choose this subject, Ramu?
See, to start with, I think the greatest film, like most people would agree with on, is something like Godfather. No? Mm-hmm. Godfather, I never really thought was about mafia or crime or underworld. It's about a man's sense of righteousness, where what he felt was justice. If the system had failed to do that, and he would take it upon himself to award that justice to the person who suffered. And that, I thought, was actually for me the soul of why first when I approached you to come to Sarkar. Because for me, you represented as Vijay right from the beginning, from Zanjeer onwards to various characters you did in the 80s and later on, that you stood up, and which is the reason I think there was a mass hysteria of the popularity of you through the characters what you portrayed. So I wanted Sarkar to be almost like some condensation of that in one person, but both in thought, in performance, and intent in everything.
Yeah, but Ramu, that is not me. I mean, that is the writer. That's the writer's opinion about the situation, about the story. Writers are basically the actors of every film, and it is the thought process that they consume from a director. Director बोलता है कि मुझे इस तरह की कहानी बनानी है, और writer जो है वो actor होता है, screenplay writer होता है, costume designer, everything होता है.
I disagree with that, Sarkar. The reason being, I feel writer or director is about information. Eventually, film is an emotional experience. You have to feel what the character is feeling. Suppose if I give the same dialogue, exactly written, same lighting and same taking, everything, and instead of you, I put you, I'm just giving an example. For example, a Jitendra, it is not going to work.
Why do you say that?
I'm saying, that's what everybody knows. If Amitabh Bachchan is feeling the emotion of what is written in that. As a person, he's feeling that.
Yeah, I think this conversation is going very personal. But okay,
it is personal to me, Sarkar.
Yeah.
Since you initiated, you have to bear with me.
When you design a screenplay, Ramu, every story needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Which portion do you think of first? The end, the middle, or the beginning?
Sarkar, I just remind you of one small conversation we had in the beginning of the first Sarkar, when I came and narrated the first scene when Rashid comes to meet you, when you say that those famous lines, "Mujhe jo sahi lagta hai, main karta hu." And so I feel, actually, except for that scene, I never had a story of Sarkar in my mind. So for me, if the character, the way he says and what he says, in what context works, that hooks me onto the... Beyond that, I just wanted something to start, something to end with. I never thought of anything beyond that. Now, I remember you asked me this question, why would he say all these things to Rashid, who doesn't think anything of, that guy? So my answer to you was, he would speak because we want to listen Amitabh Bachchan say those lines, So I think when I said an emotional experience, it's not that Sarkar is like a great, very original story, a lot of twists and turns and all that. I think there's a connectivity to the emotion, there's a relatability to the characters with the family and the father and son emotion. More than anything else, I think everyone wants to have a friend like Sarkar. Everyone wants to have Sarkar. If I'm in terms of trouble, I would like to go to Sarkar. I think that is the most important thing what I thought of.
So first of all, thank you so much. Thank you for having us here, and thank you for this response. And sir, you've got to be one of the reasons to inspire me to be part of
you're not allowed to lie at this press conference.
Am I lying? You think, am I lying? Not at all, sir. And to go a bit more detail into that, if I may badly imitate you, Ramu, sir, I remember I was, as much as flattered I was when I got a call for Sarkar 3, but I was wondering that I was really curious to know what the role is going to be. And so when I walked into his office and I sat down, he said, "This Fair and Lovely walk that you've just done, I just want to cut it. I think let's show you in a light that we've not seen you before. Let's see if the same Fair and Lovely girl can just pick up a gun and just shoot."
You said Fair and Lovely
So-
walk.
Yes.
Didn't you notice all the lizards and the turtles on the floor?
Exactly.
This guy has snakes and lizards loafing around on the floor of his office.
Maybe it was not that
It's so intimidating.
catwalk. I was just trying to flip over those lizards and all. So, I think I didn't have to think at all the moment I heard the role. And oh God, did I miss something?
You didn't have to think at all.
I didn't have to think at all. Even on the set. So I asked him, I said, "Sir, any homework you want me to do? Anything?" "No, just come. Just come on the set." So I said, "Okay, sir." So, and I think here it is. I think it's just time just flies, and didn't even realize when it was one of the most quickest shoots I've ever done. And to be a part of Sarkar with Amit sir helming it, with Jackie sir, with such stalwarts, and Ramu
There are
sir.
two
and
Amits here. Just be specific, please.
Yes, Amit sir. I think I couldn't have asked more. It's one of those rare opportunities which goes down with you. I think years later that I got to be a part of a franchise called Sarkar, and I think it just says it all. So thank you, Ramu sir, for this.